Hey everyone, this is Kyle the Monster Nelson, and this is the Monster Podcast, and we will be talking about UFC 217 with my friend Daniel Hibbard.
Saturday, November 4th.
Yeah, and our podcast is brought to you by Sheath Underwear and Moose Delaney's, and I'll be watching the UFC at Moose Delaney's here in Huntsville, and then also Hyundai of Muskoka, which is here in Huntsville. And they've helped sponsor me through some of my fights, and make sure you check them out if you're looking for a car. So we'll get right into it because we're going to be talking about a lot of the fights on this particular card because there's a ton of it's a pretty stacked card. We got a lot of great fights, so
Cards don't get bigger than this one. This is huge. It's a
yeah,
huge card. I haven't seen a stacked one like this. 3 title fights. And then the undercard is massive as well.
yeah, yeah. So strap yourselves in, get a comfortable seat, and maybe open a beer because you're probably going to be here a little while.
Yeah. Tara will take that little extra bottle from underneath the cabinet of his mom's and get going.
There you go. All right, so we're gonna start. We're gonna start right at the very beginning. The first fight of the night is Eamon Zahabi versus Ricardo Ramos.
Ramos.
And so Eamon Zahabi, he is out of the TriStar camp with George St. Pierre, and he is the younger brother to Faraz Zahabi, who is the head coach of George St. Pierre and TriStar.
Didn't even put that together.
Oh no!
No. Now I'm like, oh, it makes sense. They look like each other.
Yeah.
Some Armenian descent.
Yeah, so Eamon's 7-0 right now. I think this is going to be his second fight in the UFC, maybe. And then Ricardo Ramos, I haven't heard of him yet, but he's 10-1 out of Brazil. But I'm definitely going to be leaning towards Eamon. I know he's really smart with his training, and obviously coming from a camp with George St. Pierre and the trainers that George has, they're going to be super smart with his training, and especially making sure that he gets the right fights in the UFC. He's not going to be taking anything too crazy until
What are Zahabi's strengths? Is he, do they focus a lot on wrestling at TriStar? Or I know mixed martial arts and mixing everything up, obviously. But what do you think his strengths are coming into this fight?
I know TriStar, they do a lot of jiu-jitsu.
Yeah?
So he will have a good strong jiu-jitsu base. And then obviously stand-up. Now their stand-up, I haven't found it came from any particular style. It wasn't kind of a boxing styled or Muay Thai. It's just they just kind of train stand-up and they take pieces from everything and mix it all together. So
Yeah, sure.
his stand-up, I've seen a couple of his fights before, and I saw his first UFC fight, and I think the first UFC fight went to decision, and I think it was kind of controversial for some people. I think some people had thought
That he won?
he did win it,
Yeah.
but some people thought maybe he had lost it.
This
but yeah.
cat he's fighting looks like he's in shape anyways, eh?
Yeah, he's pretty jacked up.
Fucking 8-pack over there.
Yeah,
Whatever those muscles you can develop on the side of your body.
obliques, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, that's the first fight, and then the second fight.
So who's your pick for that fight, Zahabi?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Zahabi, and I'm probably gonna lean more towards a decision again. His first fight in the UFC was a decision, and I didn't see a whole lot of like danger, like aggressive finishing kind of.
Okay.
Didn't see any aggressive finishing power in the stand up. He does have the jiu-jitsu, but this Ricardo guy's coming from Brazil, so we have to assume he's coming with a lot of jiu-jitsu too.
Sure, yeah. His submissions are 60% of wins of his win ratio, so over half the time he's winning by submission.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, but I'm still gonna lean with Eamon Zahabi. He's Canadian, but I also think he's got the skill set to
do it.
Fight, yeah.
Well, I hope so. Canadian versus Brazilian. I'm flying the flag on
yeah.
that one.
If you've listened before,
don't start talking about bias towards Brazilians. Holy shit, I'll be getting all sorts of calls. But yeah, you know my thing there. We'll go with the Canadian and Zahabi.
All right, so the second fight of the night, which I thought was really early on in the card to have this fight, but it's
such a stacked card. You got to put him somewhere.
Yeah, so it's Ovince St. Preux versus Corey Anderson.
Yeah,
So this
that's
is
a
the
good fight.
number six in OSP, and number 7 in Corey Anderson.
Yeah,
So these are both top 10 guys fighting the second fight of like the prelims.
yeah, and they're both very similar in a lot of ways. Uh, Definitely physically.
Yeah,
Always St. Prue's been in there with the best, and John Jones, right? And
yeah.
you know,
Not Jones's best
not best
performance for sure.
performance, but he was in there with the
He
guy.
held his own. He took him to a decision. So
Yeah, I can't remember what Corey Anderson's coming off of in this fight. Coming into this fight, but I guarantee both these guys are going to come after it.
yeah. Well, if you look at Corey Anderson, he's got 0% submission finishings.
Yeah,
So I think
it's
it was
not
safe
his
to say,
forte. He's
yeah.
not in there looking for triangles or omoplata, gogoplata.
And then
I
it's
doubt we'll see a twister out of Corey
yeah,
Anderson on November 4th.
and it's OSP that's been landing all those Von Flu chokes, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Uh,
he just Von Flu choked
Gee, I can't remember who it was.
Sexyama or
No,
no?
it wasn't a Japanese man.
Yeah, he's got I think two or he's got three of the five Von
Yeah,
Flu chokes
In the
in the
UFC
UFC.
history. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's definitely got the ground game. His record is 21-10 against his Corey Anderson's 10-3. So OSP has a lot more experience. He's got
Yeah.
31 fights versus 13 fights.
Yeah, there's a big deal there, right? I think that I find there's certain guys who come in, and they're like 9-1, 10-1. Very special individuals like my man Kyle the Monster Nelson here that make a really big impact on guys who have had 31 fights in
Yeah.
the big show, or not just the big show, but in MMA in general.
I remember Chris Weidman was like 9-0 or something when he beat Anderson Silva.
Yeah, like exactly. Like he was undefeated with, he came from a gym like Sarah Longo, who
Mm,
have massive ties into the UFC organization. We're
yeah.
like, this kid's for real. Put him in right
Yeah.
away. All American wrestler. So it was Yushin Okami that
Yeah.
OSP
Von Flu choke. But
Von
you
Flu
should.
choke and Marco Rodrigo de Lima, another one. So back to back Von Flu chokes for the guy, which is pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
Now Yushin Okami, he came in on like a day's notice or 2
Yeah.
days. Like he came in on super short notice
Yeah.
and didn't really put up a fight. But at least he walked in the ring.
Well, yeah, Von Flu choke is not something you see all the time either. I think as when you're training this art as you are, Von Flu choke is something that you shouldn't really get hit with.
No,
Right?
I've never been caught with one. I've had like one
Somebody
guy
attempted
try
on
on
you?
it.
Yeah.
One guy tried on me, but I didn't have MMA gloves on at the time, which I think would make it a little trickier because how OSP finishes it, it's from if somebody tries to get you in a guillotine, then he'll kind of pinch your arm with his
Put that
shoulder
weight down in
and
there.
get the side control, and then he
Yeah.
drops his shoulder on it. But your arm is literally trapped, especially because the glove. So you can't get your arm out. You can't
Yeah.
really bridge, and OSP's he's a pretty
good at it.
thick guy.
Yeah, he
So
is.
he's
a big dude.
dropping a lot of weight on that, and yeah, Yushin went out pretty quick.
So who are you picking in this one?
I'm going with OSP.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
Corey Anderson by knockout.
I can see it for
I think
sure.
he's gonna do whatever it takes not to go on the ground with this bigger man. And I know we were saying out there pretty, like you said, OSP's thick. He's a big, strong man. I think he's gonna throw hands. I'm gonna go with Corey Overtime Anderson.
I'm gonna throw a Hail Mary here and go OSP Von Flu choke.
Von Flu choke. Imagine pull off 3 in a
We're
row.
gonna do a hat trick of Von Flu choke.
Yeah, put him in the Von Flu Hall
Yeah.
of Fame.
Going to Vegas, put $100 on
The
Von
Von
Flu
Flu
choke.
choke. Jesus, you might win like 50 grand.
There we go. So yeah, on to the next fight. I don't.
I don't know what these
Holy
guys are.
smokes! So we got this Alexei Olenek
Alexei
from Russia,
Olenek.
and his record is 52-10.
Yeah, that guy's been fighting cans
Huge.
all over Russia.
It doesn't look like he's been on the juice though.
No, if he was, he's not anymore.
Yeah, and then he's fighting Curtis Blades out of the States, and he's 7-1.
Yeah, we've seen Curtis Blades fight before in the UFC. I'm not sure who he got. I think he got stopped in his last fight.
That his one loss.
I think so. I think that's his one loss. I could be wrong. Um, but this is going to be one of those bangers again, guaranteed. Might go 3 rounds in terms of people holding up each other against a fence.
Yeah, if they gas.
But
Well,
somebody's
if you
more
look at
than
it
likely
here,
getting knocked out.
Curtis Blades has 0% decision wins, and the Russian guy he has 10%. So it looks like they don't go to the decision very often. Now the Russian guy's got a 77% submission rate and 77% of 52.
Yeah,
So I think he's a pretty big on the ground.
yeah. So Blade's coming off actually a unanimous decision win over a guy named Daniel Almilenziuk. Definitely probably didn't pronounce that right at UFC 213. So he's coming off decision win there. And then before that, a no contest, which was overturned. So I don't know what that was. And he definitely beat Cody East. I remember that fight on Lineker versus Dodson. He beat him with elbows.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't look in the best of shape, but
He lost
he's
to
a heavyweight,
Nagano,
so-
which there's no shame in
yeah,
that.
no, definitely not. No.
it was from a doctor's stoppage. That was a
Oh,
while
wow.
ago. Yeah. That Nagano is on the rise in the heavyweight division for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And I think he's fighting over him coming up.
Yeah.
Is that the fight?
I think so.
I think so. That is going to be some black on black crime right there. Somebody's getting knocked out. It should be interesting to watch. And I am in love with Overeem since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Younger anyway. He's not such a kid, but younger. So I look forward to that one.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to go with Alexi here with his 52-10 records. He's got a lot of experience, and he's got the groundwork.
Yeah.
He's got that 77% submission rate, so I'm thinking that
52-10.
Yeah.
That's a lot of MMA fights, eh?
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine that? Who are you fighting?
I don't know. Over in Russia, though, maybe he's fighting once a month.
Well, he must have been, right? He
Yeah,
must have
at
been
least.
fighting a lot.
Or doing tournaments, maybe.
What's that?
Doing a tournament, fighting like 3 times in one night.
Yeah. You think they still do that over there?
Yeah, still doing like I know they do kickboxing tournaments and stuff in Japan and stuff.
Well, you were in Romania, so you any gist of that?
Yeah, I don't think they didn't do any that I know of in Romania. But you never know.
No?
In Russia, they do a lot of different stuff.
Yeah. Like back in the old days. I was thinking about you the other day when I was watching some of the... they really went back in time for the Fight Network, and when you fought 3-4 times in a night,
Yeah.
insane. Coming out there into the octagon with Don Fry and Coleman, and
Yeah.
got black eyes, are busted up
Yeah.
already, and there's
Broken hands.
yeah. So
Then
imagine.
Then you go and you win the 8-man tournament, you get a $10,000 check.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some shit amount of money.
Yeah, but back then those guys all had jobs.
Yeah.
They were doing that because they wanted to do something with what they were doing on the side.
Yeah, they just wanted to beat somebody up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I think deep down you still do, Kyle. Deep down you still do. So I'm gonna go with Curtis Blades.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's younger, stronger, healthier. Ready to go. I think this guy's been through a lot, and I think it's more of Blades' time than it is his.
Yeah, it doesn't really say the age on here, but I'm assuming the Alexi has to be a little bit older.
Blades looks young.
Yeah, he definitely does, and he's got a
20s.
8 fight record. So
Yeah.
yeah, the next fight we got
Mickey Gall.
Gall.
Gotta walk
Gall.
in the WWE roster and slay all of them.
Yeah. Against Randy Brown, Randy Rude Boy Brown from Jamaica.
Look at Mickey Gall's posture in this photo. Tell me he's not confident.
Looks like he's doing like a Conor McGregor pose.
Yeah. So Randy Brown, the Rude Boy from Jamaica.
Yeah, 9-2 against 4-0 Mickey Gall out of the USA.
Yeah, and as a 100% submission finishing rate. So he's just been submitting people all over the place.
Well, he's only got 4 fights, so...
Well, he's good at putting pressure early and getting takedown, and he works fast on the ground so far from what we've seen, right?
Yeah.
So who's he? I know, obviously, he beat CM Punk. And then little Sage Super Sage.
Yeah,
He
he
made pretty short work of Sage
killed
too.
that
Yeah,
hype train.
yeah. So he's
That was two hype trains.
two hype
He's
trains.
killing
The
all the
kid
hype
is-
trains.
Yeah, yeah.
I was surprised UFC still has him around. They're like, get rid of him.
Yeah,
Killing
no,
all
I
our
think they're
stars.
hoping they can build something with this kid. You know,
Yeah.
he likes to talk. He's confident. He's got a little bit of a walk to him, and he's winning. So
Yeah.
might as well throw him in there.
4-0. I mean, there's not a lot of experience, but I mean, if he's winning,
Yeah,
why not?
I don't know much about Randy Brown. To tell you the truth.
No, and I think the UFC is trying to build a star in Mickey Gall.
Go,
Gull.
go.
So I could see them not giving him an easy fight, but finding somebody that
Wait, that's
they
beatable
think-
for him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rude boy wouldn't like that. Rude
I know. I
boy.
was just thinking that. I was like, if Randy Brown's hearing this,
Yeah, Randy Brown's
he's
on the
gonna
line.
be sending us some.
Hold on, I got a
messages.
special call from me. Randy Brown's on the line. But yeah, they're fighting. You know, I think 170 is a really good division still.
Yeah, it's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, and I think these are maybe more so Mickey Gall. They're hoping to bring up a star in 170.
Oh,
We just
had
seen that Darren Till
Yeah.
at 170, and that kid looks like maybe the future of that division.
Mm,
Seen him walk in there, his movement, the way he disposed of Cowboy.
yeah.
Never let Cowboy even have an inch in that fight.
No.
No, it was a beatdown, one-sided, and I think I called that one, and I think you may have had some words for me about that.
Oh, and it doesn't count if it's in Facebook
It
comments.
doesn't count. Yeah, all right.
Everything in Facebook comments as well
Yeah.
doesn't count.
Yeah. Cowboy's become, and God bless him, Cowboy. He's a tough competitor, an amazing fighter, but he's become some sort of a gatekeeper, right?
Yeah, and he was at 55 too. Remember, like he fought for the belt, like he just couldn't be the top level guys, and then
Yeah.
went up to 170, and we're like, oh,
Yeah, maybe
he's-
he's got a chance over here, and
no.
yeah, that's bigger.
He's
dudes
coming
up
off.
there.
He's coming off. He lost to Robbie Lawler too.
Yeah.
I think he's coming off like 2 or 3 losses now.
Yeah, he should probably go back down to 55. I don't know.
Now that he's running into the big
Yeah, these are
170s.
dudes who are cutting the 170 and
Yeah, coming down from 190, 200
they're
pounds.
big guys. Like Masvidal beat him up pretty bad too.
Yeah, yes, I think it was Masvidal.
Yeah, I think he's
and-
lost
and
3 in a row.
Lawler, and now Till.
Yeah. So, anyways, Mickey Gall. I'm gonna go with Mickey Gall.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Mickey Gall, and probably by submission.
Yeah, I think he's gonna hit him, put him up against the fence, take him down, and work his magic to
Yeah.
go 5-0. And then he's gonna be. Who knows? He's gonna call out. One thing I like about Mickey Gall when he wins a fight, he calls out somebody. I
Yeah.
don't know if he called out Randy Brown last time, but I remember him calling out Sage Northcutt, called out CM Punk. That's how he got the.
He'd have to go
guy.
pretty deep in the roster, I think, to find Randy Brown.
Yeah, maybe he'll call for a big step up at 170.
Hopefully, he doesn't go after Till.
No, he's not going that far yet. I think you're going to see Till fight that guy.
Mike Perry, is
Yeah,
it?
Mike Pierce.
Is it Pierce? Perry?
Yeah. Mike Perry, yeah.
Yeah.
He's an idiot. I'll say on the
He's got an
podcast.
interesting
Yeah, what a dick.
interesting style, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got him.
So we agree on that one. Mickey Gall by submission.
Yeah.
Then the next fight is a couple of people that I haven't heard of.
Literally, I don't even know where that guy's country is.
Republic of Moldova.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that somewhere you've been fighting?
I
Around there?
think Moldova it used to be a part of Romania, and then Russia took over it in like World War II, and then kind of gave it back, but then it just became its own thing.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's Moldova.
I don't know these two cats.
Other guys from Poland, both have interesting names. Yeah.
Both have interesting names. Should be a good fight, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, it's 205, so they should swing.
Who knows? You never know about these things, man.
They both got
might
high-
be fight of the night.
High KO rates, low subs, and low decision rates. So
Yeah.
who knows? Maybe it's a sleeper.
Oh yeah, it could be. There's so much. The fighters now are so good.
And
Everybody's
this
so
card,
good.
they're stacking it. I mean,
Yeah.
they've got these guys fighting after OSP and
Yeah.
Anderson, so I don't know.
Go right up to Vic and Duffy over there.
Yeah, I'm going to skip. Well, we'll just say. And then after that, we got Walt Harris versus Mark Godbeer. And then we got James Vick versus Joe Duffy.
Irish Joe Duffy.
Yeah.
He's the man who holds submission victory over
Conor McGregor.
Conor McGregor.
He also trains at TriStar.
Does it? Yeah, I did know that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I've done a little
What's he
bit of
doing
work
over
with him.
there, eh? Sweet,
I don't
keep going.
know. There's a lot of Europeans at TriStar. It
Yeah.
seems to be.
Ah, it's an amazing gym, right? It's
Yeah.
world renowned
I
stuff.
wonder if it's easier too to come to TriStar as opposed to go to
States?
AKA or
Yeah.
Alpha Male or something like that. I wonder if it's a little bit easier for them with the way immigration or whatever is set up down there.
Yeah, well, if you have a backpack and a toque, I probably just walk right over and
Yeah,
go to
just walk.
Justin.
Yeah, hop off the boat or walk over. Yeah.
You come right in. But anyways, Irish Joe Duffy is, I think he's a good fighter.
Well, he's 16-2.
Yeah.
Everything I've seen from him, in training and fighting in the octagon, I haven't been disappointed really. He did. Who did he lost to?
Joe Duffy?
Yeah,
I thought he lost his UFC debut, or at least his second fight.
he lost in the. I remember because I remember his eye was
Yeah.
really bad. It was really busted up or something happened.
And where's he fighting at? What is this, at 170 or 155? He's
Yeah,
still
155. Yeah,
there. Yeah.
yeah, and then James Vick, the Texecutioner.
Yeah, I could have came up with a better nickname than that if I knew him at least a little longer.
Oh, that sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, the Texecutioner. I don't know much about him.
No, I haven't heard of him. James Vick rings a bell, but I can't place it right now. But he's 11-1, so he's got a decent record.
Is that what you call your record? Decent at 11-1? Go.
Well,
That's a good record, man.
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's
11-1.
no 50 wins, but
Well, what comes with 50 wins is 10 losses.
yeah,
Most of the times, right? But Joe Duffy's coming off a decision win against Reza Medadi, and another win from Mitch Clark, which was a submission, a rear naked choke.
Mitch Clark was a Canadian guy.
That's right. Yeah, he lost to Poirier in a decision back
yeah,
in January when
Poirier.
it started, or that was back in 2016 January.
Mhm.
Yeah, so he's doing all right. Dustin Poirier is a real dude, man. And he took him to a decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm leaning towards Joe Duffy for sure in this one. James Vick looks like he's in great shape and he's got a great record.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with James Vick by submission.
Yeah, neither of them
Rear naked choke. Round 2.
You're going with James Vick?
3 minutes 28 seconds in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a 36% submission rate and a 36% decision rate and 9% KO rate. So I don't think we're going to say a KO out of him or a TKO.
Yeah.
Joe Duffy's got 31% TKO and KO rate. So he's got a bit of a chance there. Submission 56% and 13% decisions. So
Look at what we've become on this show. Just analytics, eh?
I know. I feel like because I can read it now, I should just say it.
We've
But
upgraded
yes.
the podcast, everybody. We've got a big screen in here going with analytics 24/7 of MMA information.
Yeah, we're all at our fingertips now.
Yeah.
We've got a guy on the laptop looking up whatever we need.
We've hired somebody.
We've got microphones coming for the next one.
Yeah. He's working for, grilled cheese sandwiches. But yeah, I'll go with James Vick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the state of Texas. Big fan of it.
Yeah.
I'll go with it. The Texecutioner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Joe Duffy, and I can see I think a decision. I think it's gonna be a tough fight.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a tough fight. So
Yeah,
I think it's
see
gonna be a
that.
decision.
I can see this whole card making it go, oh my God, when's the big fights coming? Because you're looking so forward to those fights.
Yeah, there's a lot of. And I don't even think there's been a lot of hype and build up in the media.
You know what? I don't know if I'm not paying attention as much as I used to.
No, I've
There's
been
a lot
looking.
of other things I'm paying attention to, like my career and
Selling cars.
and other things I think are a little bit more important. But yeah, I don't feel like it's like it used to be. I don't know. Maybe it's just me though. But you're saying it, so maybe it's not just me.
Yeah, no, I haven't
Right?
noticed. Like, I haven't seen any countdowns or anything yet. Embedded is usually, I think, just the week of.
Yeah, embedded's when they're like in Vegas and or
Yeah.
maybe prior to just leaving to go to Vegas for the fight. Johnny Hendricks looks fat in there, man. I almost look better than that. Yeah, he's just totally like, fuck it. You saw the kid, man, fuck it.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's moved up a weight class. He's fighting this. So it's Johnny Hendrick, big rig,
Look at
18 and
this
7
other cat. He
against.
is a killer. I'm telling you, I was
Yeah,
watching fight. I was watching YouTube videos of this Paulo kid, and he's fierce, man. He comes in
he's got a decent
heavy,
record. I don't
heavy.
know.
Right, he's got decent record, 10 and
record.
0. 90% of his wins are by KO. So
And
9
one
wins
by
by KO
submission.
and 1 by submission, if my math is correct there. And
So no decisions.
that kid's ready to rock and roll. I think he's gonna come in here and fucking murk Johnny.
Yeah, he looks a really he looks like
I think this might be the last you see of Johnny Hendricks.
yeah, he looks better than Johnny Hendricks when Johnny Hendricks was on steroids.
Yeah, yeah. Look at that guy.
Yeah.
I don't think his legs look real. They look like the video game, but
Yeah, I don't know who they got doing their cropping and stuff. Now even you can see the kind of pixelated on Johnny Hendricks' legs
yeah,
too.
yeah. I think Johnny's gonna get dealt with here and pretty fast.
Yeah.
And I think you might see the end of Johnny Hendricks here. I've been wrong before, just a few times today, but I think I think that's you're gonna see here.
So you're going with retirement.
Yeah, I'm going with a retirement knockout.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with a knockout for sure by Paulo. I think it's probably gonna be in the first round. I think he's gonna overwhelm Hendricks. Hendricks just hasn't been.
Yeah, this is a young, hungry kid, and Hendricks is on the other side, and I don't know. Maybe he's just doing it to do it for money now, or he's doing it to prove something to himself or somebody in his life. But he's gonna get fucking murked here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not a good fight
Not a good
for
fight.
for Hendricks.
Make sure you stay tuned.
Maybe cover your children's eyes.
Now,
for
the
this one.
next fight is, if this was the headliner of this pay-per-view, I would order it at my house and
Yeah.
pay the money for it. You know how I feel about Masvidal and Stephen Thompson? This is a wonderful, wonderful striking match right
Yeah,
now.
this could definitely be a main event for sure, and I think the rest of these fights could have easily been main events. They're all after this fight.
Oh,
We've
most
got all
definitely.
championship fights, but
So the implications of this has to be another, say Wonder Boy hits him with something again, he's out. Which can happen. Wonder Boy's sneaky, his legs are amazing.
yeah, great range and stuff.
He's
and,
fought Woodley twice already. One was a fucking barn burner.
and it was a decision.
Well, I thought it was a draw, the first one.
Or yeah, sorry, a draw. Yeah,
And then the second one was fucking everybody in my living room, 20 people absolutely lost interest in
yeah,
it. Yeah, that's what that one was.
yeah. It was a snooze fest. And then he lost that one, so he's 13-1-1 now,
Yeah.
with his only decision or his only draw and loss coming to Tyron Woodley.
Yeah.
And then we got Is Jorge Masvidal?
Jorge.
Masvidal, 32-12. So he's got a pretty steep record. I didn't know he had that many fights. That's
Oh, yeah.
44 fights.
I like guys with records like that. That guy's a fucking scrapper. He fights anybody all the time. And a lot of his losses, I would say, the 12 there, probably 10 of them are decisions.
He's got a 53% decision rate.
Mm-hmm. He's had a problem with going and getting it. He's so talented. His hands are so
timid,
good.
Not as aggressive.
And he got ripped off a few times in the UFC where he should have won those fights, but he didn't do enough. You
Was
can't.
that with Damian Maia?
Yeah, well, not the Maya fight, before that. You can't leave it in the judges' hands a lot like that. They're not going to see things your way all the time, right?
Yeah.
You got 3 old guys over there watching a fight from 70 feet away.
Yeah, coming from a
cage.
boxing background.
Yeah, exactly. And but I think Masvidal's hit a stride here where he realizes how big this fight is. And I'm a big Masvidal fan. I see him winning this fight. I see him closing the distance on Thompson, keeping his kicks out of the fight,
Yeah, just pressuring.
and being in that boxing range where Masvidal is very comfortable. And I think that's going to make Thompson uncomfortable.
I think that's what Thompson works best with, though, with his footwork and stuff. guys that are being really aggressive and how he moves his footwork and stays away from them.
Sure.
But I mean, we saw Woodley tag him a couple times, like
Yeah.
almost finish him just by being aggressive and running him down and landing
Yeah.
shots.
And Masvidal is a much more technical striker than Tyrone Woodley.
Yeah, you think?
Oh yeah, much
Yeah.
more. You watch Masvidal's fights. He's excellent boxer. I'll go with Masvidal. I know it's a 3-round fight in that kind of because all these big fights, right? It's just before the top three that are all 5-rounders in the top three. 3-round fight. I see Masvidal outlanding him and winning decision, unanimous decision. That's where I'm going with it.
Yeah, I could see it going to decision for sure, but I think Stephen Thompson is a decision. I think his style
His
works
style's
for.
not made for decisions.
Well, he doesn't
He's gotta
get
knock
hit a
somebody
lot.
out.
He doesn't get hit a lot though.
He's gonna get hit here. I guarantee it. He's gonna get hit a lot.
Well, we can get down to the statistics if you want. He's absorbed
Statistics, motherfucker. This
2
shit's on
point-
November 4th.
2.65
Yeah.
punches per minute, whereas Masvidal's absorbed 2.86.
Yeah,
So,
I understand these
I think
things.
that tells the story.
You're
right
going
there.
with these analytics. Masvidal's gonna come in there and walk towards him and ask him to fight. And that's what's gonna happen. We're gonna see if Wonderboy can handle that. I
Thompson's
don't
like
think he can.
almost like a Machida, like a karate style, where he.
Oh yeah, but
Very
what I'm
amazing.
thinking is Masvidal's gonna close that distance where those kicks aren't gonna be coming up high.
All right, so we're on the opposite side here.
I guess I have a lot of input in this fight because I think Masvidal's can be a champion at that weight class.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's at 170, and there's a lot of, like we were just saying before, Darren Till coming up, and Mickey Gall in the future. I don't think in the immediate future, but he's got the potential. So, yeah, 170 looks like it might be a good weight class here in the future. And now we move into
So who's your pick there?
I went with Thompson
Did you?
by decision. Yeah, I went against you.
That's fucking bullshit. Fuck. All right. Well, I'll see you November 4th.
Yeah. So now we have the first championship fight of the night, which is a women's strawweight title fight, and it's Joanna.
Joanna.
Oh
The
yeah,
J
yeah,
is
yeah.
soft,
Hold on,
buddy.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk
Yeah.
and Rose
Namajunas.
Namajunas.
Thug Rose.
Yeah,
I like both these girls. I really do.
I do. I had watched Rose before when she was doing like Muay Thai and stuff. I remember I watched like an old show that she was on. It was like
She's tough.
Fight Girls or something. It was like a
Yeah.
reality show with her, Felice Herrig, and some
Ooh,
other
I like
women.
Felice.
And they were in Thailand, and it was like an Ultimate Fighter, but it was Muay Thai.
Yeah. Rose is for real.
Yeah,
And Rose, you talk about a fighter. She's worked her way up to this. She's very deserving of this title shot,
yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And she's a worker. She gets
Yeah,
in there
she's
and gets
aggressive. Thug, I think Thug works well for her.
it done. Yeah. Joanna is the cream of the crop when it comes to women's MMA.
Yeah, she's on another level.
Yeah, her striking is great. Her boxing is really, really on the high end of the MMA spectrum.
Yeah.
And I could see her negating a lot of what Rose does in this fight.
I think
Rose is gonna have to take a lot of shots to get inside.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, we've seen Joanna fight people that were that kind of workhorse, kind of move forward through the punches and try and get to her, and it just didn't work out. They just
Well, that Brazilian girl, she
yeah,
fought
that's
there.
what I was thinking
That
of.
was
I
a
couldn't
big
remember
one.
her name, but yes,
Yeah, she.
So-
Joanna's high level.
I think she's on another level, and she's really hitting her stride. I think right now, especially with some of the, I'm starting to see her a lot, everywhere, like on Facebook in random spots. Like I think she's starting to kind of almost get to that superstar kind of mainstream.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard
It is,
as a
especially
female.
she's got a pretty thick accent, and she's a
You're not
female.
a chick finishing people like Ronda Rousey was at one point in time. You know, it's hard to take notice.
Yeah, and Joanna, she's definitely cute in her own way, but she's got a different. She doesn't have that girl next door look.
Do you think it takes that? Maybe it does. I don't know. You get in some sort of trouble for that these days.
What?
Well, you haven't called anybody else on the card cute. We're talking about fighting here.
Well, let's talk about superstar.
Yeah.
Superstar status. I think you know it's you got to have more than just. I mean, look at Mighty Mouse. I don't know. He's arguably one of the best MMA fighters right now, pound for pound. And he
Probably of
just
all time.
and he's not a superstar. He's not a Conor McGregor.
No, he is to the mainstream, the hardcore fans, definitely. But yeah, he's not there.
I think maybe what happens with that is when you get to the casual fans, like that guy sitting in the bar drinking and watching the fights, and he's thinking, you know, this guy's 5 feet tall, 125 pounds.
Yeah, but the other guy's fighting's 5 feet taller.
Yeah, but this guy at the bar is like, I don't. He's 5 feet tall. He's not the best fighter ever. I don't care.
Sure. Yeah,
if I can beat him up, then you know, then he's not.
Doesn't
not
matter
gonna
if
get
it's
my money.
MMA to boxing to kickboxing. You have to be able to talk. You have to be. It's a part of it. There's certain anomalies of people who don't talk. Fedor, I don't even know if the fucking guy can talk.
George.
And George, same thing.
Yeah.
George, not a big talker, but he's the biggest pay-per-view draw they had at one point, right?
Yeah, up until the Rousey and the McGregor's blown everybody out of the water, but I'm not sure how he paired against Rousey. I know Rousey had broke 1 million.
Yeah, I think maybe before he did, but I think this is McGregor and Nate hold the pay-per-view record, right?
Yeah.
Whereas back to Joanna and Thug, I'm gonna go. I can see this happening. I'm gonna go with Thug Rose winning by submission.
What?
Yeah, I think so.
She does it. She has an 86% submission rate.
Yeah, to Joanna's 7%.
Number 10. What? Thug Rose is only.
I see an upset here. I do, and I see Rose taking the shots to get inside. I don't think she gives a shit.
She
about
does
getting knocked out.
sure.
I don't think she gives a shit about getting touched. I think she can close the distance and rough her up a bit. I think she's gonna pull off an upset here on Saturday. Saturday.
And Rose, she's 7-3 right now, which isn't a lot of experience.
No.
And then we got Joanna with 14-0.
Exponentially getting better every time she's in there.
Yeah.
Rose. She's on a roll right now and she's getting better. Some people hit that get over that first little cliff in the mountains up there.
Yeah.
That they see it, the peak.
Well, then I know Joanna, she did a ton of like Muay Thai and stuff before, so I think she got a lot of experience, but I was a fan of her before, but I'm really starting to get into her now. Lately, so I'd love to see the train keep on going, and I think she's got the skills to kind of stick and move and outstrike Joanna. Yeah, outstrike Rose for sure.
So you're thinking Joanna by?
It's probably gonna be a decision.
By decision, just outclass her kind of thing over 5 rounds.
Yeah, maybe she wears her down enough in the 4th or 5th to finish her, but I think it's gonna be. For decision.
I could go Rose. There's a lot of disparages here. What we're talking about
lately, well, the first few we were kind of on the same page, but now we're getting some ideas.
Yeah, no, because I got your number now. It's starting with Darren Till fight.
Yeah, he's just gonna say
I'm just gonna go with that. I'm just gonna go with that. But I've been thinking about this fight, and I can see Rose pulling out an upset. And you know what? I hope she does. I think she deserves it, and I like her.
All right, and then on to the co-main event.
Ooh, it's a big fight.
Yes, huge fight, and this fight has had a lot of build-up through the Ultimate Fighter show.
Yeah, these two don't seem to like each other. I don't know if anybody out there's been watching them.
If you listen to your radio or anything in the last little while, these guys have been beefing. TJ Dillashaw has been beefing with Alpha Male.
So a little bit of the backstory there, and I'll ask you because you've been the Alpha Male, and you were there during some pretty crazy times, like when McGregor fought Chad Mendez and went out to the bar with a bunch of the guys from Alpha Male and watched Chad get fucking knocked out.
Yeah, they were going crazy.
And I know you like McGregor, so you wanted to cheer, and they were not so happy about the outcome.
No.
No, but at that point, was TJ still with Alpha Male, or
Yeah.
was he over in Colorado? Man?
No, I had seen him there a couple times,
Yeah,
but I'd only seen him train like once or twice because he was doing the majority of his training with Bang Muay Thai.
in Colorado.
Yeah,
Who's that? Dwayne Ludwig. Yeah,
Dwayne Baglund.
who's an
Yeah,
amazing coach apparently.
yeah,
Some guys are like that, like Dwayne Ludwig, like really good high level kickboxing. You know,
Mhm.
basically a middle of the pack MMA fighter though.
Yeah,
But you know, there's guys like that they can become a coach and they can instruct on how to do things. You know,
yeah.
the
They
right way.
understand everything on a kind of a deeper level,
Yeah,
and they're
they just
good at
yeah.
explaining it and
Yeah,
sharing.
they got to
Yeah.
find minds and guys who can implement what he knows into under the lights, right?
Yeah,
And I think that's what he found in TJ. And TJ is high level. Like when I remember watching him, they find remember how much Joe Rogan and all these guys, Goldberg, and rightfully so, he's talking about Hannon Brow and how good he was.
yeah.
Like they were calling him at one point the best pound for pound fighter on the planet. Hannon Brow. You know, and
Yeah.
TJ went in there and dismantled that motherfucker
Yeah.
twice. Dismantled him. Like he made
Yeah.
him look ordinary, and Hannon hasn't been right since.
No, he's fallen off.
No,
He
hasn't
moved
been
up a
right
weight
since.
class.
Yeah,
And
and
maybe some of that was with USADA, I don't know, but
and TJ looked brilliant in those fights.
yeah, and then TJ fought Dominic Cruz for the belt,
Yeah.
and that's how he won the belt.
Well,
No, he
he
lost.
won it from
Yeah,
Brown.
he
He
lost.
lost to Dominic. The
Yeah,
Dominator's the
yeah,
man.
yeah.
Yeah, he went. And you know what? And I don't care what they all say about TJ or Dwayne. Like they modeled what they wanted to mold TJ into from everything he was in Alpha Male to over at Ludwig's into a Dominic Cruz style fighter.
Yeah, just with the background
Just
of
the
the
odd
great wrestling.
movements, the angle, the footwork.
Mhm.
You know, the footwork. They did it, and he won a lot of fights, like including the hand brow fights, fighting like Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
And then he went in there with Dominic Cruz, and it was a really, really close fight.
Yeah.
Whereas Cody, no love,
Yeah.
went in there with Dominic and just put on a performance of the night, performance maybe of the year, and made Dominic look like, what are you doing here with me?
Mhm.
Like he literally did that.
Yeah,
I won't doubt no love anymore. I guess that kind of gives away my prediction at the end of this, but I'm not gonna doubt no love anymore.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to go against Cody, especially with TJ kind of pulling a lot of his style from Dominic Cruz, and how Garbrandt was able to time.
Garbrandt was able to. And it's weird how you can actually time Dominic Cruz's style. Because there really is no.
It seems pretty sporadic.
There's no fluidity to it. I don't know if you cut
Well,
that's
it's
right where
fluid.
maybe there
It's
is
just-
fluidity to it,
But
but
there's no patterns really.
no, and that's why he was so good. People were always guessing, and punches
know,
and
yeah.
kicks were coming from weird angles. But Cody just seemed to know what was.
He just
coming.
kind of sat there and then just just tried to time it.
Yeah.
Just kind of stayed in the pocket. Didn't need too much. Didn't need too many shots, and then just kind of timed it. And once he tagged Dominic a couple times, then all of a sudden Dominic changed.
Cody's my favorite kind of fighter, and you know this. Cody's my favorite kind of fighter because he comes from an successful amateur boxing background.
Mm.
You teach a boxer fucking MMA, and you got a fucking legit fighter.
Yeah, but he spent a lot of time at Alpha Male.
Well, you have
working
to.
on
That's
his
why I say you
wrestling.
teach him MMA, right? And that's what you get with Cody, and he's got hands. He'd light you up quick. That cat.
Yeah.
And I see him lighting up TJ.
Yeah, me too. I think my prediction is Cody Garbrandt's going to finish TJ Dillashaw in
think
the
he'll
third
finish
round.
him?
Yeah, I think he'll finish him.
See, I was thinking he's gonna win on points.
I could see that for sure, but I think DJ is kind of a lesser Dominic Cruz.
Yeah.
So I think,
Ooh,
and
I'm
I
not
think
gonna like that back at Alpha Male to listen to this.
hopefully they don't listen to it.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah,
No,
actually, they don't even like him
they're gonna
anymore.
love it. Yeah, they're gonna love
like him. They'll probably invite you back tomorrow.
But yeah, yeah, I think TJ is a lesser Dominic Cruz,
Yeah.
and I think Cody could have finished Dominic Cruz.
And you imagine how where Cody's confidence level is too. You know, just what he did to Dominic, and he's the champion now, and now he's fighting somebody that Dominic beat and that styles themselves after Dominic. And another interesting thing, you got both our picks on this fight, but another interesting thing I wanted to, and I tagged Mr. Monster in it today, was Cody, if he wins this fight, he wants a super fight with Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, so now Cody was talking about going down to 125.
I think they should do it at a catchweight.
Well, I think both of them want another belt.
Yeah.
Like, I think if Cody's going to do it, he's like, if I can make 125, I want to be a champ. I want to go down and get the 25-pound champ if he can make the weight.
Yeah.
But
why not just have a super fight at 130?
Because I think the new thing is champ.
Yeah, I don't like that champ shit. Because then you got to defend both belts, or you'll vacate one of the belts. Just have it at 130. Whoever loses. Don't have it for a belt, and then go back down and do your thing, or up and do your thing. I'd rather see it like that. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. Myself, anyway.
It would definitely work better, I think, for the organization and for the divisions.
But it doesn't, because it jams up two divisions.
Well, I'm saying, if they didn't do that, it would work better for the divisions. But if they do it, and then they build, possibly, especially if Cody Garbrandt were to become a champ, another Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
Where he's...
But he's not Conor McGregor. I don't care if you give fucking Demetrius Johnson fucking 10 belts and fucking drop it out of a fucking plane on top of him.
I think Cody...
He's not a Conor McGregor.
Cody could be close.
Nah,
nobody's going to beat Conor McGregor.
Nobody is that cat.
But I think Cody has a better chance, at least than DJ, of becoming more of a superstar.
Well, yeah, and Cody's good, but he's not that cat. What I like about what Cody's doing here is saying, I want to fight Demetrius Johnson. Because Mighty Mouse needs a guy like Cody Garbrandt. Do not think that DJ is watching that fight on Saturday night, not hoping that Cody wins that fight.
Well, and I heard
because he needs that fight. He needs it for his legacy, for pay-per-view, for points, for notability, people noticing him. He needs that fight. He does.
Well, and I heard DJ talking about maybe going up to 135 to fight for the belt. And he would be
to go up there, yeah.
And he would be a champ.
Sure, yeah. I don't think he's gonna beat Cody Garbrandt.
No, I don't think so either. I don't.
Well, maybe he will. Maybe he's that fucking good.
Maybe it's just so out of context or out of contrast.
Yeah.
Because of his opponents. I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't know. That's what intrigues me about DJ at this point. And then what I say intrigues me at this point is because it really didn't. I'm just as much at fault as everybody else with his first 8, 9 title defenses. And that's crazy to say, right? A guy who's defended his title like 8 or 9 times, and you're finally like, okay, wow, he's about to make history, and the way he did it a few weeks ago, fucking throwing a guy in the fucking air and putting him in an armbar while he's in the air.
It was almost like a suplex armbar.
But could you imagine if DJ went up, and if he goes up to 35, or maybe they meet at a catchweight, whatever the case may be, going in there and dominating Cody Garbrandt? What would you say about DJ at that point?
Then he's sealed it. I think he's...
Yeah, what would you say about him at that point?
There's nothing you can say. I think he's said it all right there.
Yeah. So that's what's very interesting, and TJ, I don't know if TJ has said that. Yeah, I'll fight DJ at this point. Or, if I beat Garbrandt, I'm willing to fight Mighty Mouse.
I don't know. I remember Dillashaw said he would fight at 125 against Mighty Mouse when Ray Borg pulled out the first time.
There was. You're right. There was talk about that. If that happens, I hope they don't bill it fucking TJ versus DJ, because I think
mix it up.
Yeah, just
we'll have one horrible podcast.
Kind of fruity on that one.
People will be mixing everybody up and forgetting stuff.
But yeah, so the implications of this fight, I think, have a lot to rest on Mighty Mouse, and I'd like to see the winner of this fight Mighty Mouse, because I think that's super intriguing.
It is, definitely. And then I had also heard another kind of opinion of whether or not Mighty Mouse might just want to stay at 125 and just
Well, he's
hammer it.
got Pettis and Henry Cejudo. The Henry Cejudo he fought before is not the guy now.
No.
I know that.
Yeah, I'd heard, uh, yeah, kind of an opinion or an option, whatever. We would stay at 125 and just hammer out as many title defenses as he could, and defend it 20 times or
But
30 times, and
at this point, sorry to interrupt you there, but at this point, he's defended it, what, 12 times, 11 times?
11,
I think 11,
believe. Yeah.
So at this point, 11 might as well be fucking 50. Right? Nobody's watching. Right? It doesn't matter. He's got to fight somebody that is up a weight class that is the legitimate champ. He's
Even a
defended his
star.
belt. Cody Garbrandt, if he beats TJ Dillashaw, is a star now, I think, and will be a star. And he's the legit 135er in the world. I think that's what DJ has to do.
Yeah, or if out of nowhere some 125-pound Conor McGregor came out of nowhere, like a star, somebody that would elevate DJ with him, but I don't see anything
coming out of
happening.
nowhere unless
No,
he fucking
125
floats into the octagon.
One-
Nobody's
125
coming out of nowhere.
It's just a small weight division.
Yeah, so if you're waiting for Pseudo or Pettis, who wins that fight? Now you're fighting Pettis' little brother, who's probably going to dominate. He's already beat Pseudo. So you don't know, even though I think Pseudo will give him a better run next time,
yeah,
still, the people haven't seen that fight, and they're going to buy it, and only 125,000 units are going to be sold.
yeah,
DJ has to fight the winner of this fight, and that's it. It's about fucking business, and that's it. He has to fight the winner of this fight, and
Yeah.
it will. I think it will happen.
yeah. Well, there we go. So we're both going with Cody. You're saying decision, and I'm saying third round.
Yeah, I think Cody will win. I'll point him up like he did with
Dominic.
shithead. Not shithead. Sorry, I was just looking at TJ when I said that. I like Dominic Cruz. I can't call him a shithead. I'm a big fan of Dominic.
Okay, and then finally, I wish we had a drum roll effect that I could hit here. And
I got a lot of different thoughts and emotions on this fight.
so here we go. We got the main event: Michael Bisping
The count?
versus George Rush St. Pierre. Fight of the decade.
Oh, that's going a little far. So you're starting to see where Monster lies here and who he's in love with on this one.
Yeah, so I'm biased. I'm a pretty big GSP fan. I grew up being a GSP fan. When I first started training when I was 14, I'd gone to a GSP seminar when I ended up being 15 or 16, and met him. So he was like one of the first UFC fighters I ever met, and that was right after he had lost to Sarah for the first time.
Okay.
But yeah, so I've been a big fan of George St. Pierre basically as long as I've been a fan of mixed martial arts.
Well, you know what? When you're looking at somebody to look up to in the fight game and looking for somebody to make you go forward, I don't think you get higher than that guy.
No, and now that I'm older, I've gone to TriStar, like we've talked about in other episodes, and trained with George, so I know him a little bit better personally, and I've seen kind of behind the scenes at some of his work ethic and some of his training and stuff, and I think it's
You've actually
world-class.
sparred with George St. Pierre.
Yeah.
Which is fucking craziness.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so
It's probably the greatest fighter our country's ever produced.
100%.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody that would come close.
George-
Rory McDonald is
George
good.
Chuvalo.
Yeah. Did he beat Ali?
No, but
Well,
he
there
did
we go.
he did a good fucking 12 or 15 rounds with George.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, George Chuvalo's a Canadian legend. I love him. But
Yeah, I met him too.
yeah, I have too. And there's a beautiful, sad story comes along with George Chuvalo. But George St. Pierre, Michael Bisping. Now, I was saying to you when this fight first got announced, I'm like, George is going to get crushed in this fight. Still a part of me that thinks that's going to happen.
Yeah, you've been on the Bisping train the whole time.
Well, no, not the Bisping train. I told you that I want George to win.
Yeah.
You know, when you're saying, you're 14 years old and you're like, I've been watching George St. Pierre since 2004, buddy.
Yeah.
And when he came into the octagon and been a big fan of him, I don't know. Bisping's a big dude.
Yeah.
He's a big man. Michael Bisping is a big 185er.
Yeah, so how tall is he? Here it says in inches. He's 73 inches, but I thought he was like 6'2", 201. How tall are you?
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm about 6'3". So I think Bisping at 73 inches.
And it's saying George is 71, but he's I think a little bit shorter than me, so he's around 5'10"
Yeah, so
ish.
Bisping's 6'1"
Okay.
at 73 inches. That's where they got him.
Hmm.
I don't know, man. He looks taller than that to me.
Yeah.
He does, and they got George at 5'11".
Yeah. So maybe I'm 5'11" and he's 5'11". I don't know, but
No, there's a
he's
difference in mass too. The way Bisping is. Bisping, I believe, is one of the most underrated fighters in history. The
yeah.
guy's been in there with everyone,
He's got the most wins in UFC history.
Yeah, and he's held his own with everyone. He's now the middleweight champion of the world. He's a tough, tough competitor, and he likes to scrap. He likes to fight this guy, and George likes to dominate, and Bisping likes to fight.
Now,
Right. So what happens when the guy who likes to dominate is in a fight like this? I can't see George is training again with Freddie Roach
yeah.
for his stand up, which doesn't hurt, obviously. He's Freddie Roach, one
No.
of the best boxing coaches to ever live, coaching Manny Pacquiao. But I think it's all to set up a takedown still. I still believe it's the same game plan as usual.
Well, and what's Bisping's his same game plan?
Well, Bisping's game plan is mixed martial arts, right?
Does he ever really take people down
The
or
Bisping, he's not going to
yeah.
look for a takedown unless he's in shit.
Yeah.
No, he's going to look to stand up and bang. He better be working on his double leg defense. That's for sure.
That's all he should be working on.
He better be working on what do you call it? Soldier of God, fucking flying knee for if Romero can time that on Chris Weidman, why can't Bisping do that to GSP?
Because GSP is the best mixed martial arts wrestler.
Well, I think he's
seen.
probably the best mixed martial artist ever. Like I could say about George, the way he can mix it up.
Yeah.
His jab is lightning fast. His left hook along that jab is lightning fast.
Yeah.
He can change levels faster than anybody out there. Like he is a complete fighter. Yeah. George does not give a shit about I'm gonna stand with you because that's what you want to do, or that's what you don't want to do. He's gonna, much like Randy Couture, who I know is another one of your favorites.
Yeah.
Impose his will. He doesn't care where it goes. He's gonna go where he feels you're weakest and he's strongest. And that's George St. Pierre.
So, to break down the skill sets, and I think everybody already knows, but I think George is going to want to take him down and wrestle him. And again, George has we can only speak about 4 years ago when he was fighting, but he has the kind of cardio where he can wrestle all day. And
yeah, well, I watched that. I remember watching the Hendricks fight 4 years ago, and I watched it just the other night. I think I texted you when I said I was watching it, and Hendricks hit George. That was a dogfight there. The first three.
Yeah.
Oh, the whole thing was, but George got hit a lot that fight. I think he's gonna get hit in this fight too.
Well, you were just talking about George likes to dominate and Bisping likes to fight, and that's kind of where George was against Hendricks. Yeah. And I think Hendricks back then was a heavier hitter than Bisping. I think Bisping's a volume puncher.
Wrong.
I think Bisping's a volume puncher.
Yeah, but you got to think about the size difference in the two.
Hendricks is a 185er now.
Well, he is now, and look at him. This is a legit 185er, Kyle. Yeah. This is a dude who could fight at 205. This is a dude who cuts down to get to 85. This isn't a guy who has to beef up to get to 185.
No, Hendricks is cutting. He's cutting. Didn't he miss weight at 185?
Sure, they might Hendricks because that guy's fucking done. We already talked about him getting fucking retired earlier. Nice. Michael Bisping is a legit 185er. Big fucking dude. Could fight at 205. He's a big, big man. And if he hits you, it's going to be a lot different than when Johnny Hendricks hit you.
It's still like he's more of like a TKO, like kind of, pepper him, with a lot of shots, take him
Yep.
into the third round, and still have that high volume.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he finishes fights.
What
But
what I'm saying here is that if George can't take him down, he's in for a bad night. That's how I feel about the fight.
yeah,
If he
so
can't take him down, if Michael Bisping's sprawling and pushing George away, and he can't get him down, and they're forced to stand, and Bisping's talking shit to him because he can't take him down, you're gonna see George have a rougher night than you hope.
yeah, yeah. So basically, I think we're on the same page. Whereas if George can get the takedown, I think his dominant wrestling, I think, is going to be able to win the fight if he can get
Yeah.
the takedown. Because if he can get it once, he can get it all day. Because he's not
Well,
going to get
I still
tired.
can't say that for sure,
Well,
but
I know he's not going to get tired, so he's
Yeah.
going to be able to shoot it all day.
yeah.
And if he can find a way to finish it, then I think he'll be able
That's
to.
how George is feeling in the gym right now and doing his thing. You know, even in the gym, under the lights is different. The gym, you have good days, you have bad days.
Yeah,
You know, how's he feeling right there? And you know, this is 4 years off. This isn't like I haven't defended my belt in a year or a year and a half. This is 4 years.
but yeah, I think we're talking about. We're not talking about your average fighter where they'll go on a binge and eat a bunch and and then they don't train for a couple months and this.
Oh, I
This
see
is,
those pictures about 4 or 5 months ago, George.
yeah, but he's always training, doing
Yeah. He's
doing
always doing something. That guy.
gymnastics and stuff, and always at the gym. I mean, every time I was at TriStar, he was there. At least I've seen him at least once a week, and that was just when we both happened to be there. I mean, he could have been there every day
Yeah.
at night or in the morning when I wasn't there. But for Bisping, I think everything relies on his counter wrestling.
Yeah.
I mean, his stand up is obviously what his stand up is, and I think we all agree he's got a better kickboxing pedigree and background, and just generally overall better kickboxing than George.
Yeah. I could see this fight going badly for George. I can.
Yeah.
I could see it going almost like Nunez Rousey. If he go that far.
Oh my goodness!
I seriously can.
What are you
I
on?
can literally see George going in there and getting blasted out of the octagon.
You're talking about Rousey who had never taken a punch before,
Yeah.
and then she took a punch and she's like, "Oh shit!" and she's just a deer in
I
headlights.
can.
And you think that's
I can see it going.
GSP? What the heck?
What happens to George if he wins this fight? He said in a press conference that it's in his contract. It's in my contract that I have to fight the champion Robert Whitaker.
Hmm.
That's not a good fight for George again.
I don't know. I'm not talking about. I'm
But
talking
he
about
said
this
that
fight.
he has to do it.
Yeah.
He can't. I don't think George can hang with the best of this division.
I don't think
Luke
He's-
Rockhold's out there. Luke Rockhold's out there living his life somewhere. He'll fucking kill both these guys.
George isn't. George isn't a 185er.
Well, he's fighting at 185.
Well, and I think the only reason he came out to 185 is for this specific
Do you
fight.
think that if Luke Rockhold is a champion right now, this fight be happening?
No.
No. So
No.
why do you think this fight's happening? Because
Because
George
Bisping's
thinks
the
he can
champion.
fight Mike. He can beat Michael Bisping.
Yeah, and so do I.
Yeah. You know what? Like, what if he wins this fight? He's gonna fight Whitaker.
I don't.
He said
I
that.
can't. I don't think he will.
He said that. George has never been one to
To
bullshit.
No.
I'm not.
I just don't see it
So
I don't
why do you
see
think
why.
he's gonna beat Michael Bisping?
because I think he's gonna. I think he's gonna be relentless with the takedowns, and I think he will get the takedowns. And when he does, I think he's going to be able to hold Bisping down, and
So what you're saying was we're in for a
I think he's
Fucking
going to land
incredible main
some
event.
ground and pound stuff.
yeah. He says he's gonna finish Bisping, but he says that about everybody.
Yeah, but I think now
Yeah.
Bisping, he's got crazy cardio too, right?
Yeah,
Like, he's-
unbelievable. Cardio.
When does he get tired in a fight? But he's usually
And he's a-
always striking.
Yeah.
He's got great kickboxing cardio. But if
Yeah.
he's got to wrestle for 5 rounds,
Well, it's a different thing.
is
yeah.
that cardio going to hold up? And if it doesn't, then that's where I see George having an opportunity to finish. But I don't see it being. I would love for George to just walk out and throw a Superman punch and knock Bisping out.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
What Who are you talking about knocking out? Who? You're being crazy.
You're being crazy.
Who are you
I could just. I think there's only in my mind. There's only a couple ways this fight's gonna go, and it's gonna go where it's this chess match where you're gonna be surprised it's gonna be a longer fight, or Bisping's just gonna get him out of there fast.
I don't. GSP is just too durable. I think.
Durable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look at some of the stuff he took from Hendricks, and he took head
I
kicks.
did see him get knocked out by Matt Serra.
He wasn't knocked out. It was TKO.
Well, he did tap out. Yeah,
it was
right.
an iffy. It was.
But yeah, I know Clown George St. Pierre. I could just see this. If it's gonna be a short fight going bad for George.
Yeah, I don't see it being a short fight. I mean, George is taking like head kicks from Condit and Diaz, and
Yeah,
he's taking shots.
That time he took that head kick from Conor, I gained a lot of respect for his toughness after that.
Mm.
Yeah.
So I think he's too durable.
He took a body shot from Diaz that I think would have dropped the fucking horse, and he fucking ate it.
Yeah,
He's tough.
yeah. So, so your official
Oh man, I hate that.
official decision.
Is it quiet in here? I hope George wins.
So your heart's with George.
Yeah, of course it is. You know, he's from Saint Isidore, Quebec. He's a Montreal native. He's Canadian. He's French Canadian like myself.
Yeah.
You know, I hope George wins, but I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go with Michael Bisping by TKO.
What round?
I'm gonna go with Michael and finish him in the third after failed takedown attempts and cornering him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with George by decision. And yeah, I think I just think he will get.
You think he can
takedowns.
land a takedown, and you think you can keep him there? That's what you're basing.
I think George can take down just about anybody. I can't think of somebody that wouldn't be able to take down. And then,
Well, yeah, he did take down Hendricks, but Hendricks took him down just as many times too. But George doesn't have to worry about the takedown.
No. So yeah, I see George taking him down. Now, I don't know when. So we're on the UFC event page for UFC 217. I don't know when this picture was taken, but George.
All these pictures have been all fucked up all night through this thing.
Yeah,
George weird.
George used to be shredded.
Yeah, well, you saw the.
Well, now I don't know. He's up at 185 now, so he's got an extra, who knows, 15 extra pounds. So maybe that's why his abs and body just aren't as shredded. But he was always insanely.
George St. Pierre. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't say it on the podcast. Whatever. It's a different age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see.
It's a different age right now. So you're calling George by decision. I'm calling Michael by TKO round 3, around there. I think he'll stop George. You know what? And it's kind of, you're a ridiculous person to say this. Me, I'm talking about myself here. To be hoping George wins, but picking the other guy. But it's just the way I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mind and the heart are two different things.
Yeah. No, I've talked to a lot of people that were also Canadians and that were leaning towards Bisping, and I see where they're coming from.
I just can't see him taking the shots. That if Bisping's hitting him, I can't see him taking the shots.
I don't know. I've just seen him take so many shots.
Yeah, not from a guy like that.
Yeah.
Not from a guy that big who packs that much of a punch.
Well, it's hard to pack a lot of punch when you're laying on your back.
Yeah, that's true.
So
that's true. Could you imagine if Bisping threw up a triangle?
No.
And you see something like that. But the other thing I see is George wins. What's next? He said he's going to defend this belt in the middleweight division.
So we've talked about this before, I think, but I think the next biggest fight of the century is George going down to 55, which may take him 6 months.
He's not going to go to 55 after.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
He's done. He's not doing that.
So it may take him 6 months, a year, but him go down to 55 and fight Conor McGregor for the 155-pound belt, and I think that is the next Mayweather-McGregor.
It'll be 170 if they do that.
But then they can't do it for a belt.
You think that matters at that point with the pay-per-views I'll do?
I don't know. I know it'll
it
do
didn't matter
crazy
with
pay-per-views.
didn't matter with Nathan Connor.
No, but I think
George can't get down to 55 after this. You know how methodical that guy is. He's changed his body to be this.
Yeah.
185. He's his body's different.
okay, what do you think George does after if he wins? What do you think Bisping? Bisping, I think, just retires.
I think Bisping retires win or lose
Yeah.
after this.
So
I don't think he's got anything to go after this.
No.
If he wins this fight, he's the only guy to ever beat Anderson Silva and George St. Pierre. Imagine a hold wins over both of those guys.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Well, your boy had a shot, but he fell short.
Who's that?
Diaz. He fought both of them.
Yeah.
He fell short both times.
Yeah, fuck. I thought that Diaz landed more punches in that fight. Laid down on him. I don't think we'll ever see Nick in the octagon again.
No, it's not looking good.
No, I just don't think he's got it in him.
No.
The drive to fight
Doing
anymore.
like triathlon.
Yeah, I don't think he cares too much.
Smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah. But anyways, with these two, I don't see Bisping fighting again after this fight, win or lose.
No, what do you see George doing?
Well, if George loses, he's not going to come back either. And if
Not
he
even
wins,
at a lighter weight class?
no. And if he wins, he'll apparently he says he's going to fight Whitaker. Which I think Whitaker will put him back to fucking dreamland.
So another thing,
Seriously, yeah.
another thing that I've heard on a couple other podcasts and stuff, and that kind of made a good point. Mark Hunt had said earlier, Mark Hunt got cut from the UFC card because he had spoke about his brain damage and not being able to remember stuff and different things like that, and the UFC had cut him because of medical reasons. Why? And I think the UFC maybe should have put him through some extra medical testings, but
he's talking a lot of shit out there. Ain't a Dana White to your boss.
Yeah, and he's cursing and swearing at Dana. But then Mark Hunt brought up a point saying, if they don't let Mark Hunt fight, why are they letting George St. Pierre fight after he's talked about being abducted by aliens and some of the interesting stuff that George has said about aliens and different things? And I had heard also that they had done some UFC had done some footage with George and stuff, and they had to cut a lot of it out because he was talking about his secret escape route in his house to get out in case aliens come and stuff like that.
What?
So it's so Mark Hunt was saying, how is the UFC gonna let him fight? Because Mark Hunt is coming from an angle saying that George has CTE or brain damage, and that's the reason why George is seeing aliens. Or I don't know exactly what a lot of the aliens, where it comes from, like whether he's seen aliens.
So you just brought this podcast to a whole different level here, and I think obviously it's explaining to the fucking wide audience we got listening right now is George went on
the
Joe Rogan's podcast and had about a few minute talk and brought up aliens and missing time in his consciousness and talked about aliens on there. So yeah, that was definitely strange. And I think if you watch that podcast, you look at Joe Rogan and he's like, what? And Joe dives a little bit deeper and it was George. So you're saying that Mark Hunt has been saying these things, and what the hell were you watching where George St. Pierre said he's got a fucking tunnel out of his house?
So I was listening to the Big Brown Breakdown today, which was Brennan Schaub.
Okay.
And so he was talking about it.
Who might as well be CNN, that fucking guy.
So he had heard
Yeah.
Mark Hunt said the same things, and Brennan Schaub is pretty involved in a lot of the different backstage stuff.
Yeah, I think he likes to talk a lot.
Yeah,
and I think he likes to pump up
sell a story.
Yeah, I think so. That's why I said CNN.
So that's where I heard kind of that part of it about him having a secret escape route in his house and stuff, and some of the footage being cut from different
I'm
UFC
pretty sure
promos.
George lives in a fucking condo.
Yeah.
Like a big, beautiful condo in
Yeah.
the show. But that might just be one of his places. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
And talking about fucking alien escape routes and stuff. If that's the case, he probably shouldn't be fighting.
Well,
if that's the case.
And here was the point that Brennan Schaub had made, and he was saying that GSP he'd always been an alien guy. Like it's not like it happened after he took a couple shots, and like, he was an alien guy like before
Yeah.
he fought.
So he's
he'd always,
definitely watching Ancient Aliens.
you know,
history.
he was referring like how like Eddie Bravo and like Tony Ferguson trains with Eddie Bravo, and Eddie Bravo thinks the Earth is flat and blah blah blah.
Eddie Bravo is the biggest conspiracy theorist.
So he's just like that's just who he is.
Yeah, I love him. Yeah.
You know, GSP is just an alien guy, so it's it's not brain trauma or anything. It's just
yeah. Well, at least if he's into all that, has the courage to speak up about it. But it's one thing to be being into it, and another thing to be saying that you're being a part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I think I don't have all every story and all the background behind
probably
it.
Should be glad you don't.
Yeah, maybe it gets a lot weirder.
This podcast just turned strange.
I know we're
we went in the GSP's alien abduction stories.
Well, it's interesting.
Well, what else? You got one of the greatest fighters in the world talking on your podcast. Joe did, and then he starts tripping on fucking aliens.
Imagine if Conor McGregor just came out and was like, "I was abducted by aliens."
Yeah, exactly, and that's what George said.
Yeah,
on Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
Literally, and Michael Bisping's brought that up in a couple of press conferences. He's like, this fucking guy's seen aliens over here. And George is just sitting there like, fuck. Probably shouldn't have talked about
Kept that one to myself.
You probably had a little talk with Joe and then started talking alien stuff. Yeah. But this card is one of the best cards in years. In years, definitely. Once in a while, cards like this come around.
Yeah, if you're going to buy the pay-per-view, if you're gonna buy a pay-per-view, this is the one to buy.
Yeah, like we'll see what UFC has in store for December 29th.
Yeah,
they're talking McGregor might be on that card.
I've heard.
They're talking McGregor and Ferguson.
Yeah, I've heard a little. If
Ferguson fights McGregor like he did Kevin Lee, he's gonna get sniped.
Yeah.
Man, did you watch that fight?
Yeah. Was I watching?
You fight like that with your chin up? No, it's not my old man's house.
Oh, okay.
You fight like that with your chin up like that, your head on the center line.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin missed him a couple times by like that much.
Touched him a couple times too.
Yeah. Conor is such a sniper. He'll deal with that. And imagine how good Conor's hands are gonna be now after working on his boxing at that kind of level for a long time.
And those angles.
Yeah. He was looking. Yeah, he was good. Hey, get that from my boy Lomachenko.
Now, isn't he fighting soon?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, December 9th is him and a guy named, I never say his name right, I don't think, Rakondu. Another guy who's, at the highest level. You're going to have 4 gold medals fighting in that boxing match on December 9th.
Yeah.
Each of those guys got 2 gold medals in boxing.
Nobody's heard of it?
Well, I mean, nobody's heard of it. I'm talking about it right now.
I hadn't heard of it until you told me about it.
Yeah, Lomachenko is amazing. That's going to be good. And again, Kyle Nelson, you have a fucking invite to my house to come watch it.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
And I hope you come this time. I told you to come watch my boy Andre Ward against Kovalev twice.
Yeah, and I didn't make it.
I didn't make it. I had better things to do.
So I'm just looking at some MMA news here, and it's saying Bisping expects to fight at least one more time after UFC 217.
Yeah. Another thing I seen about Michael Bisping was apparently he choked out some kid at a gym or something.
What?
The kid was talking shit and he choked him out.
And Michael Bisping calls assault lawsuit against him total bollocks.
Total bollocks. Quite right of him. Fucking total bollocks. And apparently there's a 19-year-old or something, 20-year-old or something suing him.
19-year-old suing UFC middleweight champion Michael Bisping for allegedly assaulting and battering him at a gym in California.
Yeah. Well, stop talking shit, kid. Apparently, right there was a media conference call today. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't really listen to a lot of that stuff.
No, the only media conference call I think I ever watched was Nick versus GSP because Nick was fucking hilarious in the whole thing. So I remember watching that or listening to that. some MMA news. But I guess Musasi had a tough fight there in
Yeah.
his Bellator debut, eh?
Yeah, it
I
looks
didn't
like he
watch it. I
got
didn't see it, but I went to a decision, and I guess Musasi's face was fucked
his
right up.
eye got messed up.
500,000 viewers for Bellator.
Yeah.
Um, the old Mohegan Sun Casino, and they used to do a lot of early UFCs over at the Mohegan Sun in Connecticut. Numbers was 660 average that Bellator has done so far in 17, so that was below. They're doing some pretty good numbers, Bellator, for what they are right now.
Yeah, they're definitely building.
Yeah.
And yes,
Why don't you get on some Bellator fights, kick the shit out of somebody?
I feel like you're saying that wrong.
Get some
Bellator?
Bellator?
I think it's Bellator.
Bellator, whatever the fuck.
Bellator.
They're happy we're just talking about
There we go. Now, man. I just got to shoot him.
I can get some free Dave and Buster's cards.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's an option for sure, but I definitely would love to get. There's something about having UFC kind of on your record, whether you're a UFC vet or you just fought for the UFC. Yeah. So it's on the bucket list. It's something I think I have to do. And then, if I get in the UFC and have a successful run, then maybe I look at finishing out my career in...
with the UFC. Don't piss off Mr. White right now.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, with the UFC. Anyways, we're going to go beyond UFC 217 for a minute because I still got beer left. There's another card that I'm really interested in is... big card. I forget who's above it, but Alvarez and that, what's his name? How do you say his last name? Ganges, like the river?
Oh, Justin.
Is it Ganges?
Gagea?
Ganges?
I've heard people pronounce it like Gathea.
Yeah? Gathea? I don't know how to say that.
Maybe the J is
I watched
like
fight,
an H.
great fucking, the only time I watched him fight his UFC debut, everybody's yelling and bullshit, so I just watched it. Great hands, and now I guess he's on the Ultimate Fighter show with Eddie Alvarez.
Oh, coaching against him.
Yeah, and I don't watch the Ultimate Fighter.
No, nobody does.
I have like the fucking Ultimate package on my thing, and I can scroll through. I don't see it on ever.
You could DVR it.
Yeah, I guess if I really gave a shit, I could find it. I watch everything else.
Yeah, But what are you gonna sit down and watch it?
Maybe.
Pull it up on your DVR.
What do you do? Sit down and watch it.
Bring a girl over and be like, hey, I got the latest episode of the UFC here for the Ultimate Fighter.
But I like him. I think he's really good, and apparently he is that good, right? And he's going to be fighting Alvarez.
Yeah, the former champ. Ex-UFC light heavyweight, or light...
Now, do you know what UFC that is? Is that UFC 219?
I do not know.
Because there's a lot of really good fights on that card as well.
Here, I'll see if I can get our tech guy to pull it up here on the UFC schedule event.
Hurry up over there.
Page.
Well,
we might have to get a new tech guy.
Chester's in Nicaragua, and he's missing out a lot of his work here. So I think it's 218 because I'm gonna go skip over here to 219. Dominic Cruz and Jimmy Rivera, and the return of my man, one of my favorite fighters of all time, the natural born killer,
Carlos Condit.
Carlos is fighting Neil Magny.
And what's that on?
That one's on 219.
See, on here it doesn't even have anything. UFC page.
On 218?
219.
Oh.
That's the December 30th card.
So 218 is Max Holloway and Frankie Edgar.
Yeah.
For the 145-pound strap, which I love Frankie Edgar, but I think Holloway will be too much for him. Once again. For Edgar anyways.
Yeah.
And you got Overeem and Francis Ngannou. That's a nasty fight, man. Overeem better keep his fucking chin tucked. He sticks it out there like he's looking out a window sometimes.
Yeah.
And then you got Henry Cejudo and Pettis on that card, and you also have Alvarez versus Justin Gaethje.
Yeah.
That kid's 18-0.
The Karate Hottie, Felice Herrig.
Yeah. Hey, that Ally Quinta and Paul Felder.
Yeah,
I like Ally Quinta.
That's a good card.
Yeah, it is. It's a strong card. Eddie Alvarez and this Justin kid. That kid's 18-0, and he's a knockout artist.
Yeah, and he came from World Series of Fighting?
Yeah, I think so. He's a knockout artist, and he likes to fight.
good.
And
Good
Alvarez is coming off a fight where he's just got blown out of the water.
Yeah, so I think he's got to come back strong.
Yeah, like he just got melted by McGregor there.
He got embarrassed in that one.
Yeah, which was rough for him. So he's definitely going to be looking for a comeback fight there. Felice Herring's on the card. I'm always happy to watch her.
Yeah.
In anything she does. Doesn't matter if it's fighting, walking down the street, working out, whatever. Yeah, I'm always happy to watch her. So that's a fucking definite card right there. It's 218.
Yeah, well, I guess we should probably wrap this up.
You sure?
Well, we're getting months into the future.
Months into the future. So this time next year.
But yeah, so any final notes?
Final notes. I think we disagreed on a lot of fights tonight.
Yeah, we should start writing this down.
I think it's recorded.
Yeah,
I'll go back in time and say, I told you.
On the next podcast, we'll have to sit down and go over our scores and then see who did the best.
Yeah, on a final note, I think November 4th card is going to be more than entertaining. There's no way that you're going to be like, shouldn't have ordered. That was a waste of $60. There's no way. Not with that card. It'll be good.
Yeah, and if you want to save your money and you're in the Huntsville, Muskoka, kind of central Ontario region, stop by Mousselini's and I'll be there watching the fights and stuff.
Fuck, I thought you were going to tell them to come to my house.
Or stop by Hibbert's place.
Yeah. But yeah, you're watching the old Mousselini's at night.
Yeah. And then also thanks to our sponsors, Sheath Underwear and Muskoka Hyundai. Sheath Underwear you can get online at sheathunderwear.com. And Hyundai Muskoka, you have to stop by to get a car.
Talk to Daniel Hibbert to give you a car.
Yeah. Say we listened to you on your podcast, and you guys sound great. And
give a shout out to Taro Hinkinen, who's back home with mommy. He's very happy, comfortable in his settings. Feels more like home back in Finland on the island. So
there we go. So thanks everybody for listening, and make sure you give us your predictions for the fight in the comments. And make sure you like and share and tell your friends to check it out. Also, I'm on Facebook at Kyle the Monster Nelson, which is where I'll be posting this. On Twitter at __monster. On Instagram at Kyle_the_monster_Nelson. Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Plug it away.